Welcome back to the Aftermath, where I'm yet again talking about how depressing it is to watch West Ham United play football. If you guys do like the video, please like the video and subscribe if you are new. And yeah, West Ham drew 1-1 with Crystal Palace. Make sure to check my match reaction out that came out yesterday before you watch today's video. And yeah, yesterday was a shit show, as per. I think I said in my preview that I didn't think we'd get a win or draw. And I'm getting bored of people defending this shit. I'm really getting bored of it. Like, how can you watch that and defend it? How? The things that people bring up is things that Moyes did in the past. I said this in my match reaction where, listen, if you're bringing up past achievements to bring up how we're playing football now, because there's no correlation, you've run out of points to make. Now, unfortunately, our fan base is always divided. Always divided in everything. This player's good, this player's bad, etc. But there's so many, things tactically. There's so many things in general to do with the lineups and decision-making from everyone involved where I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. But listen, as I said, Crystal Palace weren't going to score that game. But we gave it to them. Roy Hodgson was happy with the draw. You can tell that's the mentality they're in right now. Roy Hodgson is just a man who wants to scrap for 40 points all the time. And that's fine, because that's where Palace are at, that's where Palace are at, whatever. But we've got to do better at home against teams that want to play like that. And we struggled against Everton, but Everton are a better team than Palace. They played better than Palace did. They actually attacked quite a lot. We just lost the ball quite a lot. And that's a problem. That's a big fucking problem. Every time. So, what's the point of the centre-backs coming short to try and take the ball from the goalkeeper, play that from the back, only for the ball to come out to the wings, and then teams start pressing our fullbacks because they're going to be shot at their weak foot. So go back to the centre-back, to go back to Alvarez, to go back to the goalkeeper, to knock it long, lose the aerial duel, and then defend. Hopefully the team make a mistake, and we might score. That's the game plan. And I can tell you that from literally every game, pretty much. And David Moyes came out in his interview, and I'm glad I remembered this because I nearly forgot. He made a comment about the atmosphere. And he's like, we're struggling to get an atmosphere on like a 2 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday. I'm not going to blame David Moyes for the atmosphere, but I've got a few things to say. The atmosphere is always going to be shit at that stadium, whether people like it or not. It's always going to be shit, because the stadium's shit. The stadium is soulless. And we're going to hear it every week from you sold yourself for this shithole. We're going to hear that chant all the time, but we know it's our shithole. But it is literally a shithole, though. It is a shithole. It's not nice to be in. It's not really it's never going to really feel like a West Ham stadium. It doesn't really look like one. We're still quite far away from the pitch. And we don't even own the fucking thing. So the atmosphere is always going to be bad unless you get a night like Sevilla. Like Sevilla at home. It's only going to be like that. Because even against Alkmaar at home, the atmosphere was dog shit and we was in a semi-final. But that's because it was with the Conference League, it was like, do we get up for this kind of thing? And sometimes people didn't even want to turn up. People have stopped turning up. I'm seeing empty seats sometimes. And people can come at us for that, but there's a reason why we've got such a loyal away fan base all the time. And it's like this all the time. And that's a ticketed issue as well. But if you hear our away-ends are literally amazing. Like, our fans are fucking fantastic. Like, with the chants and everything. But that's it. Because they're in a place where they want to go. They're travelling. They're there to have a good time. They know that when we go to our own stadium, it's not going to be a good time. It's not going to be a good time. Oh, man. It's just depressing going. It's depressing going there because we're ninth place, and I'm talking like this because it's just the ninth place is based off a good start, and ninth place isn't that glamorous either. Like you could get eighth and get the Conference League if there's 5 teams playing Champions League, which I'd take an eighth or seventh any day of the week. If we get seventh, I'll be thrilled. I'll be thrilled with that. 4 seasons in a row in Europe, I'll be thrilled with that. But that doesn't mean this manager still stays. Even though he probably will if we got Europe. I think he'll go in general, but I think if we got Europe, he would stay. Now, I would only get that if we had won Europe. If we were to win the Europa League. We're not going to win the Europa League. We're not going to win the Europa League with the lineups that we're putting out. Just in general. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, think about it, yeah? We've got someone like Paquetá and Kudus. Let's go back to West Ham, Arsenal, where we faced them in the Carabao Cup. Now, Benrahma is played dog shit this season. But he's a left winger, at least. If you don't want to play him, you play Cornet. How many times do I have to say this? And Paquetá and Kudus were linking up. That's probably why Bowen was doing okay up front. Now, people aren't going to like this, but I don't think that Bowen and Kudus can play in the same team. Now, hear me out. I don't think Bowen, Kudus, and Paquetá, I think those are 3 players that you build around. But at the same time, they probably all 3 of them can't play together because Moyes won't take out 2 of Alvarez, Souček, and Ward-Prowse. He's probably more likely to take Alvarez out because that's what he does. So he likes Souček in the air. He likes Ward-Prowse's deliveries. And that's hard to take because you can play Paquetá deeper, Kudus in the middle, and Bowen on the right. That could work, but he won't do that. You could play Bowen on the right, Kudus in the middle, but he won't do that. For as long as we go with this stagnant, hard-to-beat midfield, we will eventually stop winning games. And that's just me being honest. Because the lack of creativity is alarming. You're not allowing Kudus and Paquetá to be combining. Because they will combine if you put them next to each other on the pitch. And people will be like, what about Paquetá and Emerson? We'll play a left winger there, and then you'll see 3 people link up. You're not going to see Paquetá and Emerson link up that much when Paquetá played off the left. Because he's always going to want to go inside. Meaning we don't have a left side. Meaning Emerson's going to have to play it pretty much as a fucking wing-back. And if anyone thinks we'll beat Tottenham on Thursday, bro, we're not going to. Get that out of your head. I can't even get up for that game. I didn't get up for it last year, away from home. I got up for it at home. But away from home, I didn't get up for it. It's also been 2 years since we've beaten them. And we beat them when they had Nuno. We didn't even beat Antonio Conte. And they're better than they were under Antonio Conte. They play, and I'll probably say this in a Tottenham preview, but I'm a bit jealous of the way they're playing football. Now, I wouldn't swap the trophy we won for that football, because we won the trophy and they haven't in 15 years. And we'll keep reminding them of that. But the football they're playing, the way they approach games, the bravery, the style of play, the attitude of their manager to be like, just do it, mate. Like, that's the attitude I want. I'm not even saying, like, in general, when we get a manager like that just wants to play football and, like, is a bit stagnant at the back. But to be fair, even though they did concede 3, it was against Man City and they were still structured. When people on Twitter were shading, like, Postecoglou and I'm talking about West Ham fans, they're like, should have we gone for it against Man City? I can't remember who Man City beat at the time as well. Well, they went for it against Man City at their own ground and drew at least. Now, would I take draws against anyone? I don't like drawing games. But guess what? You can take a lot of positives from that performance. Now, what we did, we went 1-0 up against Man City at our ground, sat back, and this has been a theme that people are starting to realise now, is that conceding straight off the half-time, Doku does Sufal in and scores, and all our hard work is done. We were the one that made mistakes. Neif again was missed a fucking header that game, and I can't believe it. And then we gave away the ball for the third goal. Like, it wasn't the fact that we came up against Manchester City. We gave away the ball, and those were so easy to, like, get out compared to some of the goals we have conceded in the past. Like, it's individual errors. We gave a penalty to Aston Villa. That was Paquetá putting Alvarez under pressure, and then Alvarez fucks up. Or the other way around. I don't remember. It was both of their fault for that goal. Putting Kudus under pressure for one of their goals, the Ollie Watkins goal. Leon Bailey doing there for get in for the fourth goal. These are easily preventable goals. Against Brentford, the fucking own goal by Mavropanos. Antonio missing an open goal. Fine margins in football. You can't think that we could just scrap games. And how many times do I have to fucking say this? Ward-Prowse and Souček cannot play together. They cannot play together. We saw it at Olympiacos, and people still want this fucking midfield. I've had enough of this midfield. Just play Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, when we're chasing the game, get Souček on, and get Souček in the box, and make sure Corner and Kudus are there to deliver balls for him to head it in the box. Souček doesn't have to start for 90 minutes. He played well against Palace, but he doesn't have to play around for 90 minutes. You need him for the last 10 because we actually have an aerial presence in the box, because Antonio isn't good at headers. Danny Ings is not necessarily a headers man. Divine Mubama probably can header the ball, but he's not an elite guy at heading the ball. And he's not an elite leaper like Souček. So when we're trying to chase the game, you bring on Big Tom on. Imagine, like, you're defending the game and then a big shithouse, a big 6'4" Czech Republic shithouse comes on and he's about to destroy defenders. People don't want to see that coming on. People don't want to see Souček coming on. Like, as in, the opposition wouldn't want to see Souček coming on if he's there just to win headers, go more direct. Why are we only trying to attack in the last 10 minutes of games when we need to? At home. At fucking home. We go 1-0 up. And then West Ham happens. Fucking hell, man. Like, it's the same mentality every game. Go 1-0 up. Don't do anything else. It doesn't work all the time, you know. I remember I had to research in my head. The last time it probably worked was Man United last season when we beat them 1-0. They were fucking toothless, but we actually played well. And the fact, and the goal that we scored, by the way, was given to us. David De Gea gave that goal to us. And we still somehow kept a clean sheet. Well, we've kept one clean sheet this whole season. One. Against Sheffield United, who sacked their manager. Get it in your heads. It's not working. This defensive manager that sits back is still conceding goals. So what's the point? Why are we not going for it then? If we're not scoring and we're conceding loads, you might as well go for it if you're going to play defensive anyway. You're playing defensive. Change that. Change that completely. But you can't. You can't coach it. So get it into your heads. He's done a lot for us. He's a legend at this club, boys. But it's gone stale for so long now in the league. How are you not seeing this? You can think that Moyes is a legend. He's done sick for this club. He won the trophy. But it's gone stale. Why are people like this? Why are people is like one or the other? I'll always appreciate Moyes, the best manager I've seen at West Ham United. But fucking hell. Every week this happens. Every fucking week. Taking a piss. This happens all the time. I was getting flashbacks of Palace last season when we lost 2-1. Imagine they scored a fucking last minute again. We don't lose much at home. But we don't play like the home team. I'm not saying go full Bielsa on them. I'm saying get the fucking ball down. Get the best out of your players that you have at your disposal. Play players in their right position. Show for each other on the ball. Stop long balling it down the flanks for no reason. And stop allowing our attackers to feed off scraps. But it's not going to happen. By the way, we have a good record against Fulham. We've got Fulham on Sunday, I'm pretty sure. If we lose to fucking Fulham, away, we lose to Fulham, a toothless Fulham, that have no striker. I don't care if they scored 3 at Anfield. We are so done. We are so done. We always miss opportunities to catch up with the likes of Newcastle, with the likes of Brighton. Even the likes of Villa that drew yesterday. I know we're a bit far from Villa. But come on, man. You could actually still get Europe this season if you just fucking played people in their right position. I don't understand. But whatever. Maybe I'm going mad, aren't I? It's probably me that's going mad. Alright, that's the end of the aftermath. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new. My social medias are GVO Mikes on TikTok, Instagram and Twitter. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.